Hey, it's Sick Boy from the Gaminganarchist Collective, and I said I'd be back, didn't I? It's time for the long-awaited return of the Anarchic Eye for the 23rd of February 2015. Well, first up, I just have to ask Square Enix, what the hell is wrong with you people? My God! It turns out that there was a Legacy of Kain sequel game in the works. 3 years they spent developing it. 3 goddamn years. It's called Dead Sun. There's a video of a vertical slice of gameplay of about 33 minutes, I think, of footage from the test version of the game. Looks, obviously lacking a bit of polish, looks intriguing. Despite the, I'm not entirely sure why they went for the woman with the one boob flapping around. That was a bit bizarre. But otherwise, the game itself looked like a Legacy of Kain game. It's a game I've been wanting for a long time. I didn't want that Poxy Nosgoth thing, which turns out to have been the multiplayer ripped from Legacy of Kain Dead Sun. Don't have big enough hands to deliver the face palm I want to. Squeenix, seriously, you need to get over this pathological obsession you have about every game having to be a ridiculous seller. Maybe you need to tone down your budgeting. Maybe you need to be making more intelligent decisions with your money, rather than shit-canning games that people actually would want to play. Because guaranteed, if you came out with a decent Legacy of Kain game, I would definitely be buying it, and I'm sure I'm not alone. Well, the Order 1886 has been taking quite the kicking lately. It was lambasted for being woefully short. It turns out to be between 5 to 10 hours of gameplay. For a premium title with no real replayability and a load of 2 hours of unskippable cutscenes, that seems excessive and does not, for me, under any circumstances, constitute a full price purchase. Not a chance in hell. No way. I don't care how good the combat is. It turns out it's alright. It turns out to be an okay game. Looks beautiful. Woefully short, nothing away of replayability. So, unfortunately, a damp squib. Really unfortunate. As it turns out, a lot of people have been deeply pissed about this. It's raised the argument that I'm going to cover in a minute about game length and price. But one of the senior combat developers, Dean Reimer, came out in defense of his game and stated that he believes they should be pulling adverts from websites because 6 out of 10 is not an appropriate score for his game. And I just need to clarify something. They have an absolute responsibility to give an honest review. The reviewer needs to be giving an honest review. If you think in your little mind that paying for advertising space means a good review, that suggests 2 things. One, that you're an arsehole. And secondly, suggests that it is, obviously we know it happens, but that clearly it is within certain people within regards to AAA development, they really do honestly still hold true to this idea that you put out the payola, you put out the splash ads, you are expecting a decent review. Well, you don't get a decent review. You get an honest review. If your game is good, you get a good review. This is a fundamental sickness with regards to video game criticism. It really is, and I'm glad to see so many people standing up against it now. It is just beyond the pale to consider that if you advertise something, that means the critique of your product is soft-handed and you end up with a higher score. That is bullshit. That is fucking fraud is what that is. People read reviews because they want to know whether a game is worth their money. If a review says, my opinion, the game was short, it was lackluster, it's this, that and the other, it's a this out of 10, okay? They give a poor score, that means that the person who respects that reviewer's opinion will make their decision. Now that sucks for you. You wish everybody would give it a 10 out of 10, would buy again. I'm afraid that's not the case. That's not how these things work. The reviewer's responsibility is to critique honestly the quality of the product. That's what a game reviewer does. That's their entire job. If you think for 1 second it is appropriate to even joke about the idea that you would pull advertising revenue. Not that this guy can. Let's bear in mind, this guy is a combat engineer. He is not a marketing guy. He's not a head of a studio. He's a bloke spouting off because he feels butthurt that his game has been shit-canned. And I do feel sorry for you because you spent years working on that game, no doubt, and I'm sure you feel really gutted that your baby has been kicked around the media the way that it has. But I'm going to use this opportunity to segue into a discussion. And I want people to join in the comments and give their opinion on what they think. Now, I've had a lot of discussions about length of game, value of game, how much they're actually worth. To me, a full retail AAA game is not worth the money if it's only got that length of a game. I don't care how good, the game could be spectacular. I don't care. If it's a shorter experience, if it's a niche, short experience like that, then it should be priced accordingly. It should be budgeted accordingly as well. You cannot throw a full AAA budget into a smaller scale game in length or breadth of gameplay, however you want to pull it. You have to price the product accordingly. I don't believe for 1 second a 5 to 7 hour game, possibly 10, is appropriate. For me, I'm not going to spend my money on that. I'm just not. Now, the downside with this discussion, this argument, is that people will then come along and will then go, oh, you can't afford it, you're too poor. Don't talk stupid shit. People's money matters, whether they are wealthy or whether they are poor. Okay? Funnily enough, there's only 2 people who really care about their money. Those who have absolutely none and really have to scrape for every penny, and those who actually have quite a lot and value its importance. People who just spunk it at whatever, I'll just take my money, I'll buy your pre-order special edition of a game I have never. People who've paid over £100 for the bloody order special edition. How fucking embarrassed do you feel to have done that? I mean, that is some sad shit to realise they go, oh, okay. And then what happens? Then people have to end up justifying it. They then go back and start saying, no, it was good because of this and this and oh, I really like the story. And okay. Your subjective opinion is your subjective opinion. I think that gamers in general need to have a discussion about what they consider appropriate. Is a game, a AAA game, that's only 5 to 7 hours long, acceptable at full price? Is it then, should it be sold at a cut price? Should you wait to a discount? Should you buy it second hand? And by God's sake, do not buy these things digitally. Holy shit. That is the biggest goddamn waste. It's just, you can't even sell the goddamn thing on. It's a ridiculous waste. I really think that people will start throwing around the quality of art bullshit. I saw Ben Kuchera write something today saying about, you don't measure the Mona Lisa on its size. Actually, I measure the Mona Lisa on it not actually being as good as people consider it. Honestly, seriously, you ever go to the Louvre and you walk around and you see everyone crowding around the Mona Lisa and then you look around the walls and think, there is so much beautiful art here that no one's looking at because they're all looking at that little postage stamp. But I digress. These things are subjective, without a doubt. But you can't justify a price on the grounds of it being art. These things require art to make. Some games can be considered works of art, but ultimately they are products. It's not like there's one of them and you're speculating and it's worth X amount of money. That's bullshit. That doesn't work. That does not work. The price of a DVD does not go up because the film has got an Oscar. The sales go up if the film gets an Oscar. It's basically the concept. If the game is good, it should have more sales. Not, if they think the game is worth more artistically, it should cost you more. That's stupidity. Absolute stupidity. You cannot treat a game as an individual work of art. You can consider the content artistic, but the fact is, you are looking at a disc or a download or a cartridge that contains a copy of some. It's not like it's a work of art, as in there's the only one and you put it on your wall and you have it so nobody else can. That's when price speculation is dealt with. Rarity, things like that. And I suspect that's what we're going to start seeing. We're going to start seeing limited print runs of physical games to push people into digital so they can up their profits. That's going to be coming fairly soon. I feel it in my water. They're already seeing delays of physical release because of bullshit excuses they give. That's why we need to have this conversation about value. We need to understand, for us personally and individually, what is your price point for a certain quality of game? And you should have that and stick to that. Fanboyism should go out the goddamn window. You should base your opinion according to what you feel is right for you. Don't be swayed by hype. Don't be swayed by people telling you, oh, all that matters is this, all that matters is that. No. What matters is what you value in the game and how much you're willing to pay for it. Don't follow a goddamn crowd. Don't follow what people tell you to do, for fuck's sake. Make the value judgment yourself as an intelligent human being. Anyway, guys, you've been looking through the 2020 vision of the Anarchic Eye. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you guys later.